So here it is, a YouTube tradition unlike any other. This is my 2024 What's in the Bag. I've done one of these videos every year since 2017, so we're just trying to keep them fresh, keep them fun. This year has been a pretty fun year to pick my bag because I've tested and reviewed more equipment than I have in my life. So there's been a lot of options, and here we are, October 2024, and I think this is what I've landed on for the remainder of the year and for the foreseeable future until some better stuff comes in 2025. Starting with the bag, got a Vessel VLS Luxe, I think it is. Gorgeous, it's lightweight, fits on the cart well when I do have to carry from the cart to the range. It's great. Obviously very sleek, all the pockets, everything's great about the golf bag. Then we get into the bag. My ball, I'm using the 2024 TP5X from TaylorMade. I've tested quite a few golf balls in the last 12 months, and this one for me is the best that I've played, and it feels good being back playing a TaylorMade golf ball. Got my first hole-in-one this year with this golf ball, so that's pretty good. Some of the little bits and bobs, I've got an iRange Sports. You stick in the ground, it's magnetic, your phone sticks to it, so this is a great way to film your golf swing or film for Instagram content. I have two alignment sticks covered by a Red Rooster head cover for those alignment sticks so they don't scratch the bag. And then this is my training aid that I never leave home without, the Gabe Golf Swing Trainer. Ball bearings, just great for sequencing, for rhythm. I've done a whole video about this with some other training aids. It's linked down below if you want to see why I love this training aid. I've had it in the bag since 2016, maybe 2015, so I love this thing. Groove It brush, great. I've lost quite a few of them, but it's just the perfect thing to clean your clubs. Gloves, got a Red Rooster glove compartment because I only use Red Rooster, the finest Cabretta gloves by some friends of mine out of Ottawa. Got quite a few in here. We got a practice one. Red Rooster's linked down below. Been wearing the gloves for 3 years, and I'll wear them until they don't exist anymore. Then I have a putt-out mini mirror for when I ever do practice or play. Get your lines checked with a putt-out mirror. A mirror is just a great thing for your putting. Rangefinder, Zydar Pro Z1, it is linked below. Just the random stuff throughout the bag. That's about it. UST Mamiya towel. Now, let's talk about the golf clubs. Okay, starting at the bottom of the bag, not much has changed here. Spider X Copper from 2019, changed the grip once. I've used this putter since the beginning of 2019. I've tested other putters for videos, for reviews, and maybe used them for a round or two. But this putter is just, it's probably the favoriteest putter I've ever used, and I'm someone who uses a putter for a long time. I just love how it feels, how it looks. I just don't see myself changing it, maybe just replacing it with a more modern version down the road if I really, really have to. But yeah, this putter is just, it's probably my most favorite putter I've ever used. So moving into the wedges, Callaway Opus wedges, 52, 56, 60. I made this change maybe 5-6 weeks ago. So all of this year I've been using another set of wedges. Got my first hole-in-one with that gap wedge, but these Opuses, through my testing and then playing with them more, I'm really, really enjoying them. I think it's due in large part to a shaft change. I went to a softer shaft, the KBS Tour V Stiff. I always use KBS Tour 130Xs throughout the whole bag. 125 grams, Tour V, so just better flight, better spin, and it actually prompted me to make that shift into my irons. But these wedges, S grinds in the 52 and the 56, and then the C grind in the 60, I find is just so versatile. The face spins really well. I can control the flight of them very, very easily. I've been scoring well with these wedges when I do play, so I'm happy about the switch. It's hard for me to switch wedges again. I played so long with TaylorMade wedges that switching from TaylorMade was a big departure. I'm really enjoying this switch. I'm really enjoying these wedges. They're the most kind of important clubs in so many players' bags. You want to be able to score and be confident with them. Everything about them I like. The grind, the bounce, the look down, all black, the shaft. Yeah, really happy with these wedges so far. Making them a permanent spot holder in my bag. So moving up the bag, a set of TaylorMade P7 CBs Ford pitching wedge. In testing these, I was so impressed with the feel, the look, the performance, and then in playing with them more, they were so easy to put in the bag and to trust. I've been using blades, and in testing more clubs this year, I've noticed that a lot more of the more cavity back irons are going further, and in testing these, I get the look and feel of a blade, but I'm getting the distance of a cavity back and the forgiveness of a cavity back. And that is really, really huge. I think a lot of my numbers and my flight are attributed to this shaft change, to the Tour V. My irons have a Tour V 130X flex in them. Really impressed with these irons. Everything about them, like I've said, look, sound, feel, performance. Yeah, I'm so okay with playing cavity back irons in 2024 at 40 years old. My 2-iron or driving iron is a TaylorMade Gapper Low 3-iron, but it's bumped lower to about a 2-iron loft. I've tested different utility irons over the last few years, and I keep coming back to this. I trust this. I love that I can hit it low off tees or high out of the fairway or rough into a par 5. I think just bending that loft down in the sleeve keeps it from going left so easily. A lot of driving irons have quite a draw bias to them, and I don't want to be hitting a shot off a tee that I could lose left. Yeah, this thing is probably from 2018. I think I've tried a couple times different 2-irons, but I keep coming back to this. It's one of those things. Confidence, trust, feel. When you have a club that you can rely on, maybe you have to use it once a round, you want that club to be very, very reliable. And with each year that stays in the bag, the reliability and confidence grows, so that's why it's still in my golf bag. So before we dive into the woods, I forgot to mention my grips. I've got Lambkin UTX cord on all of my clubs, some blue, some green, some gray. They're just the best grip I've ever used. They get like tackier with time. I've always liked a cord, but sometimes I find full cords get slick with time, whereas the UTX just gets better with time. Going into the woods, I've tested a lot of woods this year, especially 3 woods, and nothing has outperformed this QI10 for me. This is the QI10 Tour 3-wood, 15 degrees, bumped 1 notch lower. In my video, getting fit to it, dialing it in, I tested some shafts and I landed on a great shaft from TEAMAJ. But then after a few rounds, it just didn't have the same amount of control that I want in a 3-wood. A 3-wood is like a very trusted club for me, especially in my playing career. I was a bad driver of the ball, but I hit 3-wood really, really well. That's why I used 1 3-wood for so long. I went back to a Graphite Design Tour AD IZ7X. I've had this, I think, in both of my stealths. I really, really liked it. Putting it back in this probably in like April, May. Whenever I've had to hit 3-wood in a round, it's as predictable, as trusted, as reliable as I remember it to be. This setup for me is such a good setup. I find this head is incredibly good to look at, very forgiving, feels so good, and very workable. You can turn it over, I can hit fades with it. This 3-wood is the most impressive 3-wood I've used from TaylorMade since the 2017 M2 Tour that I used up until probably 2022. Like that M2 Tour, when I was still trying to play tournament golf, when stealths came around, everyone came around, I still went back to the M2 Tour. I feel as good about this as I did about that M2 Tour. So driver, you see the head cover, it's TaylorMade QI10 LS, 9 degree, 1 notch higher. I've tested a lot of drivers this year, more in the kind of budget direct-to-consumer space. They're fine, but this is just so good, and that's why it's like top on so many lists and rankings, especially for higher swing speed. This driver has been very, very impressive. The sound, the look, the feel. Like I said, LS, 1 notch higher, a little notch to draw. In my video for this at the start of the year, I dialed in between an Aventus shaft and a couple of TEAMAJ shafts. A month or so later, I changed shafts to this TEAMAJ. It was like my second best one in that video. Then I got to playing more and I found the first one I could hit left. Just don't like that. Whereas this one, this is the Link TSPX Concept. I think this is a Link White M40X. It's so good. It's such a good driver. This combo, I'm so happy with it. My numbers, I think, are pretty good with it. But confidence, knowing you can hit it pretty hard and it's not going to be wild. This driver, this setup, the top of my bag, I'm really happy with this year. Yeah, my whole bag I'm quite happy with. Obviously, the irons and wedges are a newer change. The woods have been in the bag a little bit longer, especially the 2-iron's been in the bag a long time. The putter's been in the bag a long time. But the irons and wedges, I'm making changes. That's the fun thing about the direction I'm going with golf, being able to just review golf clubs, play for fun, not really play tournament golf. But that's my bag for 2024. It's changed so much, and it continues to change. Hopefully it stays the same through the rest of this year. And I can't wait to see what 2025 holds for golf clubs in general and then for my golf bag. So let me know down below what's in your bag, and we'll see you in the next video.